Hi everyone, so I am out today with Tia and we are going to do some work on our retrieving. So a little while ago we went out with a friend and did some retrieving and it went bloody awfully. She did 2 good ones and then it just all went to pot, and the main issue was her straight line return. She would run out super keen and pick the item, but then would drop it, hunt around about, pick it up, bring it back a bit, drop it, hunt around a bit, and was just being a bit of an Anna. So what we're going to do today is try and work on practicing getting her going out, picking the item and coming straight back, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. It might not work, but we'll see how we get on. I have chosen to do this in, if you can see, we're in kind of a little alleyway, so hopefully each side it's going to encourage her to come back because there's less room for her to run around and piss about, but she will do that if she really wants to, so let's just give it a go and see how we get on. Okay, so we're starting off with a little marked retrieve. You will see in her the slowest sit ever. And once her bum finally does go to the floor, she doesn't want to take food, so all signs that her arousal is up. So I decided when setting this up that I would walk out and then throw the dummy. Couple of reasons. One, it makes the setup a little less arousing for her, but 2, my throwing skills are absolutely appalling, so I would have ended up throwing it in the bush if I didn't. So then the lead comes off, as I am trying to work off lead as much as possible. Sent out and no issues with her run out, picks it and does turn and run straight back to me. So you'll notice here that as she's coming back, I am clicking and then placing food in a food bowl in front of me. So this is something I picked up from Helen Phillips, and I guess it's almost like I'm kind of shaping her return. So as she's coming back to me with the dummy in her mouth, I'm clicking to say that is what I want you to do more of, and then placing her reward in the bowl. So I keep repeating that to say, yep, keep doing it, you're doing well, you're doing well, you're doing well, until she gets to me, at which point she gets to eat all of the food that's been placed in the bowl. Then over time, as the behaviour starts to become a bit more reliable, I'll be looking to reduce the frequency of those clicks and just give her 1 click at the end for the full delivery back. But for now, lots of clicks and lots of food so that I can try and encourage that behaviour as much as possible. And so 2 successful march retrieves complete. I'm really happy with that. So she has a little break, a little sniff before we then moved on. And in this setup, we're working on a memory retrieve. So we're walking out together and I'm going to place the item and then we will walk back. And then this is pretty classic me. I'm too focused on setting up the retrieve and actually we completely forget about our heel work. So that was pretty pants. But then we get our bowl out ready for our reward to be placed in it. Lead comes off again and then she is sent out for the memory. So then again I use the same method with the memory retrieve, clicking and placing food in the bowl as she's coming back to me. You will see that she does spit it as she gets to the bowl, and for now I'm absolutely fine with that. I would much rather her bring the dummy back straight away and spit it at my feet than run around with it for half an hour pissing about and then bring it back and deliver to hand. So for now I'm fine with the spit out. I want to work on getting that straight line back nice and reliable, and then once that's fixed we can look at reintroducing our hand delivery. But a few nice retrieves in a row there, so now we have a little play and a little break. So I do sometimes wonder if the fact that I put her back on lead after she's retrieved is one of the reasons why her straight line return deteriorates, because she thinks that that's a form of punishment because I'm restricting her access to do what she wants, which is essentially run around and have fun. And if it's a punishment, then it's going to make the behaviour less likely to reoccur. So you'll see here, because we'd had a few successful retrieves, I decided I'd let her off and see if we could have a bit of a bumble, and it was highly unsuccessful. You can see that she runs around, she's barking, she's just being a bit of a wally, and this is essentially the problem behaviour that we have. This is what I really want to try and deal with, but I'm still not sure quite how.
Now, after a while, she did start to settle and calm down and connect a bit more. So you'll see here, I've just placed down a blind retrieve. So I'm using a red dummy to mean that she has to use her nose to find it. And then we continued wandering up. I called her back in and then lined and sent her for it. Now, I was actually quite unprepared when I sent her, so she ran out in a nice straight line, straight past the dummy. I didn't have my whistle at the ready. Fortunately, she did seem to wind it and then turned back, picked it, and then continued with a nice straight line, return to deliver it back. Then, as that was another successful one, I decided we'd then have a little play off lead. So I've got my little rabbit ball, which I'm about to throw around. I throw it into the cover. Then we have a little runabout together, just in a bid to have a bit of fun and help to teach her that coming back doesn't mean the lead goes straight on. Then, because that would have got her excitement levels up, we then decided to have a little break and a little chill out. So giving her a little bit of water, then have another little scatter feed to help try and calm her back down again before having another go. So then here, this is another little blind retrieve. Again, nothing very complicated, no vast distances at all, keeping it nice and short. And actually, on reflection, all of the actual exercises that we completed during this outing went really well. Again, it's just those transitions between exercises that seem to be letting us down. So I need to go away and have a little think about what I'm going to do to try and improve them. But you'll see there, she ran out nicely, she hunted and brought it straight back. So another successful repetition.
Okay, so we have done one more blind retrieve there, and then in my head I said, oh, let's do just one more, and that is my sign for me to stop so that we don't push it too far and ruin things. So just had a nice little runabout and a play as a reward for being such a good girl, and we are now going to settle back down and make our way home. So that is it for today. Still lots and lots to work on there, but we are making progress.